How's it going, everyone? And as always, welcome back to Continues to Tick. You probably may already know the answer to this, but if you had to ask yourself, are you the same person you were last year, looking at it today? How about the year before that? And how about even the year before that? Maybe some of us aren't quite yet able to look past a decade or two or three quite yet. Maybe we're too young. But the idea should also still stand of self-reflection. Every now and then, you have to look back in order to grade yourself. I mean, after all, my 16, 17-year-old version of myself a decade ago thought he'd be a police officer, thought he'd stay religious, thought he'd stay living in his hometown, thought he'd be married by 24. And of course, back then I never even knew about dividend investing. Shoot, I always thought investing looked different. I never realized it could be this passive. It hadn't even crossed my mind. At that age, I never imagined a pillar in my life would be to not work a day past 50, a hard set goal I now have for myself today, with work being in quotes. I mean, even just 5 years ago, I didn't see this type of goal. I wasn't ready to put it out there to the universe. I had the idea, it's what I wanted, but I didn't quite have the vision, the framework, or clear picture of how I'd do it. Now I do. And it's just a matter of improving the plan, hopefully over time. Maybe I'll even surprise myself in the process. All of this, your goals. Well, it all starts with a plan, a type of schematic. And just like in creating one, you make revisions. Those revisions aren't failures, but you can't not expect to change your plan if you also are changing over time. And change isn't bad. It forces a challenge on us. It makes us uncomfortable. And overcoming discomfort can often lead to positive change. And positive change is growth. It means you have overcome challenges. And well, that's the point here. You see, personal growth, personal development, if you desire those things, they come hand in hand with challenges. And rightly so. I mean, if after all, like I mentioned in my last week's video, if complacency is formed through comfort, which leads to a road of no growth, well then, it makes sense as to why we don't grow if we continually avoid the things that are difficult. This challenge has to be done in multiple areas of our life as well. But there are what I believe to be the main pillars that if once in correct alignment, you will be in perfect stride for as long as you can maintain it. All of them being areas we should hope to strive to improve. Finances is one of them, mentality is one, health is another, and so is spirituality. After all, we can never truly control others, but if we're able to continue to practice learning to control ourselves, no matter the situation, that's ongoing growth. And combine these things, thinking of self-mastery, the idea of mastering self in terms of the mind, body, soul, finances. We move through the world in full authority. Not always, maybe the majority of the time. And I say that because I know, even despite this, despite these efforts, we all fall at times. And I know we're not perfect, but why not strive to perfect ourselves? And by that I mean, specifically to be the best version of ourselves, always. Partly for us, but primarily to share with those we care and love around us. And maybe it may never happen, but the challenge remains if you decide to take it on. The toughest challenge. You versus you in your case, and in my case, me versus me. There really never is any direct competition. I believe it's always me holding me back, or me limiting myself. Just as much as I control my action, likewise, I also control my inaction. Think about it. It's often ourselves that get in the way of all of our dreams and goals. We just often put the blame on other logistics. It's easier this way though. Easier to soothe our ego, to displace our failures, rather than accept them. Giving life a reason as to why it never would have played out that way anyway, the way we wanted. The game of life is just that, a game in the simplest sense when broken down. You play for as long as you want to. You can tap out as early as you want to. You don't have to keep playing if you so desire. You don't even need to choose a strategy to play. But now, decide to play this game with a set vision, a valued purpose, and without the desire to play just to play, but to keep growing as much as you can, and refusing to be complacent, refusing to be denied on your goals. Well, the outcome to expect will coincide with the way you play. You play to lose, you will lose. But if you play to win, you will. The infinite meter of self-growth keeps us moving forward. There doesn't need to be a glass ceiling. The desire to be better today than yesterday needs to drive us, make us undeniable, moving into each and every day ahead of us. It needs to keep us shooting higher, higher than maybe we can even achieve in this lifetime. But with the important understanding that even if we miss, because we shot so high, that we still land somewhere we're proud of. I'm learning more and more each day recently that there's beauty to goal setting, but the biggest satisfaction comes from the process itself of achieving these goals incrementally. The pleasure has to come from the challenges and overcoming these small challenges. And once that's found, it's at that moment you really begin to find the key to success in this life. It's more than just finances. It's more than just dividend investing. I'm learning this right now. And how about we take a small pause, and I'll take the opportunity to say thanks to all those that may be new here. And I hope you guys all have a nice Easter Sunday. I wish it was a 3-day weekend, but it isn't for me. Maybe for you, but regardless, if you can't find me doing homework, you better bet you'll find me, likely on the grill, grilling it up. And now, as we keep making way forward in this week's video, now heading into the portfolio, showing off our weekly recap and the progress that we're making on this journey of creating a dividend portfolio, which hopefully, and not hopefully, I know, will provide me passive income. It's just a matter of how much. We can see we're currently at $54,341.53. And just zooming in a little closer here, you can see this is with a total return of 36.73% and a total portfolio gain of $8,171.01. And taking a closer look here down below, for market gain alone, we're at $6,815, and from earned dividends, progress continues to be made on the all-time earned dividends. We're now at $1,355. And just to take a look and a peek at last week's performance, because I know it wasn't the prettiest, but here we are. Let's remain transparent. We had a loss of 1% for the portfolio, 1% even, which equated to a negative or loss of $543.56. And now moving into an activity section, which was for the most part pretty normal. The only thing abnormal was the stock split. So yes, if you're holding AT&T, there was the spinoff with the Warner Brothers Discovery. It looks like I currently was given 7.3 shares of this new Warner Brothers, this WBD. And for the meantime, I'm holding it. I'm still deciding exactly what to do with it. When I do end up being provided some shares, I typically tend to sell them. But I'm just going to look a little further into it. I may try to create a separate pie and just put that in there. And maybe any other future gifts, I guess you can say, that I'll be provided, I'll toss into that. Or maybe I'll call it the gift pie. And honestly, that might be interesting to see as well. But here we are on April 12th, getting paid by Philip Morris, $7.77. And then on April 13th, we see our $500 deposit, just like we always do. It's our systematic game plan, and that does not change. I will probably go hungry before I stop that $500 deposit. That's how much I am trying to keep that momentum going. But jokes aside, or maybe jokes aside, I'm not sure yet. I haven't been put in that position. But here we are on April 13th with the funnel of $16.69, or a total of $516.69. And then on April 14th, we got paid by Essex Property Trust, $7.94. And so that's going to be it for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you haven't noticed, I've been getting a little bit more, philosophical in my video approach. At the end of the day, this channel, it'll always be about time. I just also happen to be a dividend investor. And because I love time so much, a great way to show that it passes is by creating a dividend portfolio. Because it takes time. It takes so much time for it to actually build into something. And that's ultimately what I'm trying to create here. So a big pillar of this channel will always be the dividend investing aspect. But another aspect is self-growth, personal development, trying to take control and utilize time the best that we can. Because we are on this earth. Whatever happens afterwards, it's up to each of our own personal beliefs. But at least in this moment, today, right here, and right now, this is what we have. And I do like talking about it. But anyways, enough with the little ramble out the way. I hope you can enjoy this series so far, and I do appreciate all the new subscribers joining the journey, and a lot of the OGs and the older subscribers here sticking around. This journey's not going to be stopping anytime soon. And with that being said, we've made it through 7 days, and because of that, we have a high chance of making it through another 7. And as always, once these 7 days pass, I'll see you then, next Monday. And as always, take care.